Hey guys, thanks for watching. I wanted to do this because online it's been raging the debate again. It happens every couple months where people go into this debate about who would be the better golfer, Tiger Woods or Jack Nicklaus, and who would win if they had a heads-up golf competition. There are new tools available to us to be able to figure out who would like actually win. But it all depends on how you ask the question and also what you're including in it. Because I think that people just think, okay, straight up, who would win? And they pick maybe a certain person. But if you were actually going to design this match between Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus, then you would have to do some other things. You would have to set up the match. There would need to be certain parameters, like you were setting up, this would be the most important golf match of all time. So we're going to talk about that today. And I want to hear who you think would win and also why you think they would win. This isn't just I think this is an important debate to have because I think it really separates what matters in golf and what might not. Anyway, we'll get more into it. Okay, so what I've done is I've done this thing over in Grok, and we're gonna get into AI and who AI says would win. And I've asked it of 3 different AIs, and right now I think Grok is probably the best. But interestingly, so far anyway, of the 3 AIs I told it, they all give the same answer. You'll get a different answer probably if depending on the question you ask. So that is really important. That's also kind of, I think, one of the limitations of AI is that it tries to be like a people pleaser. It tries to guess what you want the answer to be, and then it tells you that. Okay, so let's go over. So I'm going to pause this. So I think the parameters that you have to set is who is playing, where they're playing, how long they're playing for, and what is the format of the entire competition. So let's set that up now. So the first thing I want to know from you guys is which is the version of these 2 golfers that you would like to see in this match? Because we're talking about prime Jack Nicklaus and prime Tiger Woods, right? So obviously, I think it's a little easier for Tiger. So I would say prime Tiger would be 2000 Tiger when he had the Tiger Slam. He won 3 of the 4 majors, including this one that we're looking at, the Open Championship at St. Andrews. This was like, now a lot of people will say the Pebble Beach that year would be the best Tiger, but if you ask Tiger, he said he hit it better in this tournament, even though he won by more shots than the other one. For Jack Nicklaus, I think if you look at it, Jack peaked. So that's like a 24-year-old Tiger Woods. I think Jack Nicklaus at 32 in 1972, when he won 2 majors and he finished second in another, that would be Jack's peak. Now, a real huge part of this debate is that people say, oh, Tiger had so much better competition, or Jack had so much better competition. Or some people say, because the people that Tiger Woods beat in those years, some of them were like journeyman players, and there weren't like a ton of like really a ton of like, let's say, Hall of Fame players. But it seemed like the entire field was deeper. Jack Nicklaus was beating many other Hall of Famers, but then the fields did not seem quite as deep. So if we're picking out just who prime versus prime is, I'm going to say we're going to go with Tiger Woods in 2000 and Jack Nicklaus in 1972. So Tiger Woods is 24 years old. Jack Nicklaus is 32 years old. So 24-year-old Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus is 32. Then you have to figure out where the competition would be. So let's just go over here to what I have set up in here. I gotta shrink this just a little bit. Okay, so this is what I have set up here, which I think works pretty good. Okay, based on available statistics, who wins? Prime Tiger Woods versus Prime Jack Nicklaus. Prime Tiger Woods. He would, I'm going to say from the year 2000. Prime Jack Nicklaus from the year 1972. Played with equipment from, say, 1986. All right, so the equipment is the huge thing in this. I picked, so if you did it where you had the equipment and especially the ball that Tiger used in 2000, then you would, a Tiger I think would win. If you took the equipment from Jack's prime, 1972, I think Jack would win, clearly, I think. So what I had to do is you take 1972 and you take 2000 and then add those together, divide them. So the average of those is 1986. So I'm going to go 1986 equipment, both these guys, and imagine they have whatever. Tiger, the equipment really didn't change very much from like when Jack first started golfing till he won his last Masters in 1986. It really didn't change too much. It changed quite a bit from 1972 to 2000. So really, to make it fair, maybe you would want to shade a little bit more towards 1972. But just for math's sake, for even's sake, with that equipment, 1986, which would be huge. It would be so now we have to say, so that's what equipment they're using, 1986 equipment. And then I don't think it should be just one round of golf. I think golf are stroke play events that are played over 4 rounds. But this is like an ultimate thing, so we really want it to be the ultimate test of golf, of major championship golf. So we're going to say it would be a 4-round tournament. And then I'm going to say stroke play. Which actually, if I put this match on, I may not have it be stroke play, because I don't think that's the purest form of golf. But actually, I think it should be stroke play, because you're really, a golf at the highest level is played stroke play. All right, it would be a 4-round tournament, stroke play, played at 4 courses as they were set up in 1986. It'd be Oakmont, Pebble Beach. This thing is pretty good at knowing what you're saying, but you got to make sure. Augusta and Carnoustie. Augusta National and Carnoustie. I think I don't know what Carnoustie is. What is Carnoustie? Carnoustie Golf. Carnoustie Golf Links. Do a tail of the tape considering putting, total driving, accuracy and length, iron accuracy, short game, mental focus, and anything else that might matter. Tell me the story of how the 4 rounds would go, including pivotal turning points in this one-on-one match. Let me know the final scores and the winner. I think that's it. What am I missing? You guys let me know. I did this before, but I think that's about everything you would need to know. I mean, I could say also, see, if I say, you got to be careful with AI, because if I say also consider prevalence of injury, because Tiger is more likely to get injured than Jack, then it'll definitely put in a little thing about Tiger getting injured. So I'm not gonna do that. Do a tail of the tape considering putting, total driving, accuracy, and length. Iron accuracy, short game, mental focus, and anything else that... Yeah, I think that's it. So let's ask. Here we go. Take a minute. All available statistics. All right, let's dive into the hypothetical showdown between Prime Tiger Woods 2000 and Prime Jack Nicklaus 1972. Played with 1986 equipment over 4 rounds at Oakmont, Pebble Beach, Augusta National, and Carnoustie golf links, all set up as they were in 1986. We'll break it down with a tail of the tape based on available statistics and insights into their games, then narrate how the tournament unfolds, culminating in final scores and a winner. Okay, so putting. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. So, all right, putting. Tiger Woods is a putting machine in his prime. In 2000, he led the PGA Tour in putts per green in regulation, 1.7. And was second in overall putting, 1.728. His clutch performances were legendary. Think of the 2000 U.S. Open at Pebble Beach, where he made every putt that mattered en route to a 15-shot victory. With 1986 putters, less forgiving than his 2000 Scotty Cameron, he'd need to adjust, but his feel and confidence were unmatched. Okay? So then we have Jack. Putting for Jack. Jack was an exceptional putter in his prime, known for holing out critical putts under pressure. In 1972, he won the Masters and the U.S. Open, showcasing his ability to lag long putts close and sink ones that counted. Stats from that era are sparse, but his 1965 Masters performance, 123 putts over 72 holes, 1 3-putt, suggests elite skills. The 1986 putter would feel familiar to him, given his 1986 Masters win with similar equipment. The edge. Tiger slightly for his statistical dominance. I don't know where this is going to go because this is giving me a different answer than last time. Edge. Tiger slightly for his statistical dominance and adaptability, though Jack's experience with older equipment narrows the gap. Okay, total driving accuracy and length. Tiger Woods, 2000. Tiger redefined power golf. In 2000, he averaged 298.1 yards off the tee, the PGA Tour leader, with a driving accuracy of 71.2, which is solid but not top tier. His length gave him an edge on par 5s and shorter approaches. With 1986 drivers, smaller heads, less forgiveness, his distance might drop to around 270 to 280 yards. But his accuracy... what does that say? Could hold. All right, Jack Nicklaus. Jack was long for his era, averaging around 270 yards in the early 70s with a persimmon wood. In 1980, closest comparable year with stats, he led the PGA Tour in total driving, which I think is an important stat. Blending length with and a 70.4 accuracy rate. The 1986 equipment would be a slight downgrade from his 1972 gear, but it's not a downgrade. That's wrong. Likely hitting 260 to 265. All right, hold on. It's not a downgrade, but whatever. All right, it says the edge, Tiger, for raw distance, but Jack's accuracy keeps it very close. Okay, iron accuracy. Tiger Woods in 2000. Tiger's iron play was a secret weapon. In 2000, he hit, you can tell they're scrubbing more recent articles. In 2000, he hit 71.4% of greens in regulation, ranking high on tour. His 7-iron from the rough at Pebble Beach 6-hole in 2000, a 205-yard masterpiece, shows his control. The 1986 blades would challenge his feel, but his ball striking was generational. Jack Nicklaus. This is not in every shot for Jack. All right. Jack Nicklaus. Jack was the gold standard for irons. In 1967, he hit 61 of 72 greens at the U.S. Open. That's pretty good. And in 1980, he led the tour in greens in regulation at 73%. His strategy, aiming 18 feet left of the pins for safety, maximized consistency. The 1986 irons would suit him perfectly as he won with them at Augusta. See, Okay, it's screwing up the years a little bit, but it's fine. All right, edge would be Jack Narrowly for his precision and familiarity with the equipment. All right, short game. Tiger Woods. Tiger's short game was electric with creative chips, flops and bunker shots. He ranked 5th in scrambling, 65% in 2000, saving par under pressure. The 1986 wedges, less bounce, sharper edges, might limit his flair, but his touch would shine through. Jack Nicklaus. Jack's short game evolved later, but in 1972, he was solid, relying on crisp chipping and bunker play. He admitted to neglecting little shots early on, yet his 1986 Masters comeback, birdies from tough spots, shows capability. He'd be comfortable with 1986 wedges. The edge goes to Tiger for versatility and statistical edge. All right, mental focus. Tiger Woods, 2000. Tiger's mental game was ruthless. His stomp your heart out intensity. It was actually stomp on their neck, I think. Crushed opponents. In 2000, he won 9 times, including 3 majors, never letting up. A 15-shot U.S. Open win. Jack, 1972. Jack's focus was surgical. He won 7 majors from 1970 to 1972. Wow, okay. Often from behind, like the 1972 U.S. Open and Pebble Beach. His 1986 Masters win at 46 proves his clutch gene edge. All right, this has it as a tie. Both were mental giants, with Tiger's aggression matching Jack's composure. Other factors: adaptability. Jack's experience across decades gives him an edge with 1986 here. Tiger's reliance on modern tech might test him. The course fit. Tiger owned Pebble Beach and Augusta in 2000. Jack mastered all 4 in his prime. All right, the 4 rounds, a story unfolds. Round 1 at Oakmont. Oakmont in 1986 was a beast. Narrow fairways, thick rough, and lightning fast greens. U.S. Open average 75. Jack starts strong, hitting 14 of 18 greens, his 260-yard drives finding fairways. He lags putts close, carding 2 under 69 with 3 birdies and 1 bogey. Tiger, adjusting to the 1986 driver, sprays a few, 10 out of 14 fairways, but powers to 275-yard drives. His irons save him, 15 of 18 greens in regulation. And a chip in on 17 nets a 3 under 68. Turning point. Tiger's bogey on the 8th after a 3-putt lets Jack stay close. Scores: Tiger 68, Jack 69. So Tiger has a 1-shot lead over Jack. Round 2 at Pebble Beach. Pebble's 1986 U.S. Open setup was tough. The average was actually 75.45 with wind and small greens. Tiger, recalling his 2000 dominance, drives 280 yards, hitting 12 out of 14 fairways. His irons are dialed, 16 out of 18 greens in regulation, and he birdies 3 par 5s. Tiger's having a day. For a 5 under 67. Wow. Jack, steady at 265 yards, hits 13 of 14 fairways, but struggles with approach spin, 13 of 18 greens in regulation. A bunker miscue on 7 costs a bogey. Wow, turning point. I'd love to animate this. He shoots 2 under 70. Turning point. Tiger's eagle on 6. Wow, driver 3-wood, and then he makes a 12-footer. Surges him ahead. The scores now are Tiger at -9 for the 2 rounds and Jack at -5. What a round. This is good. Round 3, Augusta National in the 1986 setup. Augusta in 1986 favored precision. Nicklaus won at 9 under. Jack thrives this day. So this would be the Saturday of the match. Hitting 15 of 18 greens. His fade, perfect for the layout. A 20-foot birdie on 17 sparks a 6 under 66. Wow. Tiger, pushing for distance, finds trouble, hitting 11 out of 14 fairways, but scrambles brilliantly, 5 out of 6 up and downs. His 4 under 68 keeps him in it. The turning point. Jack's back 9 32. Birdies on 15, 16, and 17. Flips the lead. The scores for this day. So now where the scores is Jack at -11 and Tiger at -13. So Tiger goes into the final day at Carnoustie with a 2-shot lead. Round 4, I don't know. I don't know who's going to win now. This is not turning out the way my first one did, but let's see. Carnoustie's 1986 setup was brutal. Average 74.33 with wind and penal rough. Tiger, fueled by intensity, drives 275 yards, 12 out of 14 fairways, and lasers irons 15 out of 18 greens in regulation. A 30-foot birdie on 14 seals a 4 under 68. Jack, methodical, hits 13 of 14 fairways but falters short game wise, 3 out of 6 scrambling. A bogey on 18 after a 3-putt yields a 1 under 71. The turning point was Tiger's birdie run on 6 and 7, which regains control. So, Tiger 271 to Jack 276, -17 to -12. The final scores and the winners. Tiger Woods 270. Tiger Woods shoots rounds of 68, 67, 68, 68 for -17. I mean, imagine these setups: Oakmont, Pebble Beach with wind, Augusta National, and Carnoustie, and shooting 17 under. That's insane. Okay. And then Jack Nicklaus, 69, 70, 66 at Augusta, and then 71 at Carnoustie, -12. Winner, Tiger Woods by 5 strokes. Tiger's power and short game wizardry overcome the 1986 equipment adjustment, while Jack's precision and mental toughness keep it competitive. The pivotal moments, Tiger's eagle at Pebble and late charge at Carnoustie, secure his edge in this epic clash of titans. Where's Jack? Man, so Jack Nicklaus, this is so funny because I asked this question to 3 different AIs before, and they had Jack Nicklaus winning by a little bit. So I wonder what I did that made this a little different this time. Wow. So what do you guys think about that? Is that how you think the matches would play out given those circumstances? Was I right or wrong about how I set the match up? That is really, really, a crucial part of it, right? So that is really weird because that was really good. There was something that I didn't like early that I thought might have screwed it up. Exceptional putter in his prime. Oh, yeah, it was, no, okay. Reconsider match with Jack using 1986 driver. You mistakenly said that the 1986 driver, I mean, for his 1972 driver and his 1986 driver isn't really going to be that different, but I want to ask anyway. Reconsider the match with Jack using 1986 driver. You mistakenly said that the 1986 driver would be a downgrade. Also, reconsider the ball. The matches. Also, consider or factor in that the matches would be using a different ball for each, a different ball. Ball, and I'll say 1986. And how that change might affect the outcome. And then you have to say or not. If you just say how it would affect the outcome, AI will say it would affect the outcome. Like, it just does what you want it to do. So you gotta be careful how you prompt it. All right. This seems like I'm trying to tweak it to get Jack to win, but I'm not. I'm trying to see. Let's see what this says. I'm going to reload this page. And I'm going to say reconsider the match. It's not loading right now. You're right. To call me out, I misspoke earlier. Jack Nicklaus in 1972 was still using persimmon woods. And by 1986, he was also using a wooden driver, the McGregor 693 he wielded to win the Masters. The 86 driver wouldn't be a downgrade for Jack. It's essentially what he used in both eras, adjusted for wear and slight design tweaks. Tiger, however, would face a bigger shift from his 2000 graphite shafted. See, was it graphite? Tiger's driver 2000 US Open. Was it graphite? It wasn't. See, Tiger used with this shaft. See, you got to catch these things. Hold on. Do it again. Tiger's driver was a okay, so it had them tied, but let's see. All right, thanks for the clarification. Let's rerun this matchup with Tiger Woods using his actual 2000 driver from the U.S. Open at Pebble Beach, a Titleist 975D, 7.5 degrees, with a true tempered dynamic gold X100 steel shaft versus Jack Nicklaus with a 1986 Persimmon driver. However, per your original setup, both are now constrained to the 1986 equipment for fairness. So Tiger's 2000 driver isn't in play here. Instead, he's adapting to a 1986 Persimmon wood, Titleist Persimmon driver, while Jack uses his familiar 1986 McGregor. We'll also keep the 1986 Bellata ball, Titleist Tour Bellata, in play, as it significantly, and I think this would be a huge factor, affects distance and spin. This reanalysis will affect how these changes alter the 4-round tournament at Oakmont, Pebble Beach, Augusta National, and Carnoustie. All right, so the putting gives the edge to Tiger. Total driving, now this changes. The edge gives to Jack. Let's read this. All right, Tiger Woods with his Titleist 975D in 2000, Tiger averaged 298. Switching to a 1986 Persimmon driver drops him to 265 to 275, comparable. The ball, too. It's not just the driver. All right, the Bellata ball cuts him even further. He would not go down to 260, but whatever. Accuracy might slip to 65 to 68%. I think that's true, as he adjusts from steel-shafted titanium to wood. All right, Jack Nicklaus averaged 270 in 1972 with the Persimmon. His 1986 McGregor keeps him at about 260 to 265. All right, but the Bellata ball normalizes it. His 70% accuracy stays steady. He lived in this era. The edge would be Jack. His familiarity with Persimmon and Bellata outshines Tiger's adjustment. Iron accuracy goes to Jack. Short game goes to Tiger slightly for versatility. Mental focus is a tie still. The ball's impact favors Jack's control over Tiger's power, though Tiger's short game benefits. All right, here's how the revised story of how the rounds would play out. Round 1, Oakmont. Oakmont's narrow fairways and fast greens challenge both. Jack, with his 1986 McGregor, drives 265 yards, hits 15 out of 18 greens and 13 out of 14 fairways, and putts smoothly for a 368. Tiger wrestling with the Persimmon to 260 yards, 10 out of 14 fairways, leans on irons, and a 10-footer on 9 for a 2 under 69. Turning point, Tiger's bogey on 8, driver and rough, gives Jack an early edge at Oakmont. Scores, Jack 68, Tiger 69. Okay. Pebble Beach, Pebble's wind and small greens test Bolada's flight. Tiger at 255 yards with 11 out of 14 fairways, adjusts 13 out of 18 greens in regulation, and birdies 18 for a 3 under 69. Jack, driving 260 yards, 12 out of 14 fairways, peppers 15 out of 18 greens, sinking a 15-footer on 7 for a 4 under 68. Turning point, Jack steady front 9, 33, builds, I would call that better than steady, builds a lead. Scores, Jack 136 at -8, and Tiger 130, Jack 136 to Tiger 138, -8 to -6. All right, round 3 at Augusta. Augusta's 1986 setup suits Jack again. Now, this I agree with for sure. He drives 265 yards, hits 16 out of 18 greens, and birdies 13, 14, and 15 for a 6 under 66. Tiger at 260 yards fights Bolada spin, but holds a bunker shot on 7 for a 4 under 68. Turning point, Jack's back 9 charge, 4 under, pulls ahead. The scores are now Jack -14 to Tiger at -10. Carnousties wind and rough demand precision. Tiger finding rhythm with a little less distance than 255 yards, hits 15 out of 18 greens, and birdies 14, 15, and 16 for a 5 under 67. Jack at 260 yards hits 14 of 18 greens, but bogeys 17 with a 3-putt, carding at 2 under 70. The turning point, Tiger's late run closes the gap, but it's not enough. Scores. All right. Final scores. Jack Nicklaus with rounds of 68, 68, 66, and 70 shoots 16 under. Tiger Woods 69, 69, 68, and 67 shoots 15 under. Winner. Jack Nicklaus by 1 stroke. Jack's comfort with the 1986 Persimmon driver and Bolada ball, tools he wielded to perfection, gives him the edge. Tiger's power is blunted by the equipment shift, though his short game and mental toughness nearly force a playoff. The pivotal moments, Jack's Augusta surge and Tiger's Carnoustie push seal a razor-thin victory for the Golden Bear. All right, so depending on how you ask it, it gives different victories. I think you're guaranteed an amazing match. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. It was a lot of fun running it. It'll be even more fun when one day you can say, you'll be able to say, probably in my lifetime, you'll be able to write this and say, make me a video showing this match exactly as it would happen with Jim Nantz and Vin Scully in the booth, and with 8K cameras, and make it 3D and have it ready in the next 15 seconds, and make it so also I really feel like I'm there watching. Maybe in my lifetime we'll even see something like that. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.